Well, hello everyone. Welcome again to US Koi Ponds. My name is Dennis Rodriguez, the pond engineer, and we are here in Houston in the Upper Kirby area, and we're going to show you this pretty cool pond here. It's a brand new house that they built probably about a year or 2 years ago, and the contractor that built the house actually built the pond, but we just finished upgrading the entire filtration system. So come over with me and I'm going to show you what we did. We're going to show you the amazing fish that this client is starting to buy. You know, they're just starting their collection. So come with me and check out the work that we did here. Okay, so here we are. I just want you to see this amazing pond here. Fish are super friendly. They just come in and greet you. So a little bit of the story. We did not build this pond. As a matter of fact, when we were contacted by this client, they were already in the process of building it. The contractor has been selected, contracts has been signed, but it was a swimming pool contractor that built the pond. It's a gunite pond with plaster, built just like a swimming pool. It's a little over 3.5 feet deep and roughly 22 feet long and about 4 feet wide. So the calculation is about 2,800 gallons. It was built by a swimming pool contractor, which means they use swimming pool pumps, they use swimming pool plumbing. The returns are all the same ones that they use for swimming pools. But when they contacted us, it was enough time ahead where we were able to suggest using at least a proper koi pond bottom drain with the air dome, because they were just going to put swimming pool drains, which we all know were not going to work with a koi pond, because then you can get air moving. So let me show you. Well, I'm going to put a picture of what the filtration system looked before, the problems that we had from the beginning with the swimming pool system, and how we upgraded it. So come over with me, let's go to the filtration side that we just literally finished today. Okay, so here we are. This is the filtration system. I'm gonna go one by one showing you what we did, but I just wanna first talk about these two here. So like I mentioned before, the pond was built by a swimming pool contractor, and these are your typical Pentair swimming pool pumps. These are whisper flow high performance pumps. And from the beginning, the main problem that we had is that one of the pumps was running the waterfalls, the other one was running the filtration system. They are both 3/4 horsepower pumps. And the problem that the owner was having is that, number one, the noise, even though these are whisper flow, the noise was too much. You know, they had to just run one pump at a time to keep the noise down. The power draw, you know, they initially saw their energy bill, you know, skyrocket when they were running both pumps, so they decided to cut the waterfall pump and just use one for the main. The other problem we had is that if you can take a look at the waterfalls right now, the noise that the waterfalls were making was unbelievable. And if you can see, this is an enclosed area, so it just echoed. The water flow was so strong, you know, the pressure from this pump was so strong that the water was shooting almost to the center of the pond and creating a lot of noise, wasting a lot of energy. And on top of that, like I mentioned before, they couldn't just, you know, keep, you know, paying their energy bill. So we came in and, you know, consulted the client on what could be done to properly have the koi pond work, because as you can see, you know, they don't have much space, so they want to maximize the volume of water to have really nice koi, and it wasn't working. So we quickly, you know, decided that we needed to have more biological filtration. We needed to upgrade the pumps to koi specific or koi pond specific pumps that they could run 24/7 and not have to worry that much about their energy bill. So let's show you what we did here in the filtration system. The main challenge is the area. As you can see, it's very constricted. It's only 8 feet by 4 feet. And initially, as you can see in the pictures that we're gonna post, there was just the 2 Pentair pumps, the Pentair UV light, again, everything swimming pool equipment. So the Pentair UV light and a bit filter that we recommended initially. You know, this is an Evolution Aqua microbit filter, and that was it. That's everything that was in here. But the owners, you know, they decided that number one, they wanted to be able to feed the fish year round, which means here in Texas, it gets really, really hot. So that meant, you know, putting a chiller unit to cool down the water during the summertime. And then also they wanted to keep feeding their fish during winter time. And we just experienced the winter storm here in 2021 in Houston, early March. And it was a shocker for us. You know, we're not used to having ponds freeze at all. So we, including myself, we had that experience for the first time, deal with the ice. And they told me they also wanted to add a heating unit. So they did a lot of the research. I helped along the way. And we decided that we were gonna include 2 new pumps, a heater, chiller, put the UV filter where, you know, the same one that they had, the micro bead filter, and the air pump. And they requested that everything was kept in the same footprint because now they're gonna build an enclosure to hide all this. And they could not take more space than what was available. So it took us 3 days of cutting, gluing, and thinking a lot about what to do. And you can see the end result. We were able to pull it off. We put the entire system, including a backy shower. This is a WavePoint backy shower, all in just an 8 foot by 4 foot footprint. So the main thing we want to talk about today is the pump. Why we choose these PerformancePro pumps. Again, these were a lot of energy, very noisy. We were able to design this pump, each one for its specific use. So for the waterfalls, we talked directly with PerformancePro guys. They were very helpful. And we designed the pump or selected the pump just to make enough water flow for the 3 waterfalls and reduce the noise, also reduce the amount of energy. So we picked a pump, it's an 1/8 of a horsepower, which allows the client now to run the waterfalls all the time without having to worry about, number one, too much noise from the pump and the waterfalls, and number 2, the power draw. You know, this barely consumes any power. The second pump, which is the main pump, it's a 1/2 horsepower pump. And again, we did all the calculations for the head and determined that this was enough to run the entire system. And just so you have an idea, running these 2 pumps 24/7, it's gonna cost less money, a lot less money than just running one of the Pentairs. So the savings is dramatic, and they're gonna be able to get their cost of the purchase of the new pumps back within, you know, year to year and a half. These are gonna be sold on the, you know, as used pumps, so we might get some money back from the investment. So let me show you why these pumps are so amazing. So whenever you're using a pump outside of the pond and they are above the water level, you need to use a pump that's very good at priming. Even though they have their priming pods or leaf baskets, I just want to show you how amazing these pumps are. Because I'm gonna open like the main pump and you'll see how quickly it self-primes, which is something that we were looking for. Because I mean, I don't want the client to be messing around with, you know, trying to prime a pump or call me in the middle of the night or something, or a weekend telling me that they cannot prime their pumps. These pumps are amazing at doing that. So let me show you real quick. I'm gonna turn off the main pump. And if you can get closer here, I'm just gonna open the leaf basket, and if you can see, there's no check valve. We just have, you know, a regular swimming pool Yandy valve on the bottom drain and another one on the skimmer line. So no, absolutely no check valve. So the moment I open that lid, all the water is just gonna go back to the pond. Let me just do that. I'm gonna let some air in. And as you can see here, the leaf basket is getting full of air. No cheating. I'm gonna close here. And just for the video, I'm opening the leaf basket. See the water level drop. Water is just returned to the pond. And now you'll see how amazing they are at self-priming. So again, I'm not gonna put water in there. Just turn it on. And in a matter of seconds, you'll see water coming in. Here comes the water. So very quickly, without having to do much effort, the pump is able to pull water from both the bottom drains and the skimmer. And I can see now it's basically filling up the leaf basket. And that's the amazing thing about these pumps, you know, the power that they have to self-prime. See there, it already primed. I'm releasing some air. You can see water gushing in. And that's it. Pump is running. And we got water coming out of the lid filter. So that's it. I mean, you don't have to do much, even with no check valve. We always recommend, you know, if the pump is going to be above water, to install a check valve. There wasn't much room here to do that, but these pumps are amazing. We love PerformancePro pumps, especially the Artesian 2 series, which are very energy efficient. The waterfall pump, same thing. Even though it's 1/8 of a horsepower, it can prime itself. No worries about, you know, opening the leaf basket and putting a hose there and filling it up. It just works very well. So the small pump, the 8 horsepower pump, same thing. It primes really well. We can't be happier with them. And if you want to know more about PerformancePro pump, just leave a comment. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. And just to go over the system very quickly, because I don't want to get in detail about everything that we did or the decisions. But water comes from the bottom drain on the skimmer, hits the main pump. From there, of course, it goes to the bit filter, which is working a lot like a pre-filter. And from there, it splits in two. Half of the flow, or part of the flow, goes to this vacuum shower. It's a WavePoint. The client bought it. They did all the research. You know, we were able to. We needed something small, a very small footprint. So this worked out really well. It uses the blocks instead of the bacteria house type of ceramic media. It uses the square ceramic media, and it has 9 layers of ceramic media. Again, lots and lots of biological filtration, because before we only had the microbead providing biological, but the client wanted to add more fish, a little bit, you know, higher fish load in just 2,800 gallons. So from the vacuum shower, of course, it returns to the pond via gravity, and the rest of the flow runs through the UV light. And from the UV light, you have this set of valves here where you can select whether the water just returns through the jets, or during winter time, we can open this valve, send water through the heater. This is a heater that, again, the client bought. It's a Therma Koi unit. I think it's 6,000 watts. They called the manufacturer, and it was priced for this pond. This is our first time installing one of these units, and we have to custom made a bracket here just because of the tight area where we at. It normally comes with a base, and it was blocking this valve, so we custom made all this to fit it in that tight space. If they need, or during summertime when it gets really hot, they can open this valve and run water through the chiller. It's a 1.5 horsepower chiller, made by EcoPlus. We just tested it yesterday and it worked amazing. We were able to drop the temperature about 8 to 10 degrees from where it's right now in a matter of 12 hours. So check out the video. I have a video on how water chillers could work for a koi pond. The client saw that video and they immediately told me we want a unit. So this is a brand new 1.5 horsepower unit. Again, installed all and with opening one valve, you get cold water. So that's it. I want to thank everyone. If you got any questions, make sure to send a comment to us or leave a comment. Like the video, subscribe. We're gonna try to get out more videos more often, but we're super busy right now. But again, this is Dennis, the pond engineer with US Koi Ponds. Thanks everyone.